May I hear a loud good afternoon, please? Can't hear.
Good afternoon.
That's more like it. Thank you. So, first of all, I want to thank Rekha for bringing me here to share with you. After listening to Mr. Patil this afternoon, I was wondering whether what I'm going to say is material, because I think he spoke about something which is very significant. All of you here are caregivers, and so I genuinely hope what I share with you resonates with you and you find meaning in what I'm saying. It's a journey that I've taken through life, so I want to share with you. I have one request to ask of you. Is it okay if I speak in a combination of Hindi and English, or is it only English that you want? I know there are people, I am mindful of the fact that not everybody might know Hindi, but the advantage is there are some things best said in a language of choice, and Hindi at this point of time is the language of choice. So may I?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so let me begin. When I came here, I met Dekha ki the topic is the parent as a co-traveler and co-creator the child. So yes, this is what I'm going to talk about. But मैंने सोचा कि कहाँ से शुरू करें? What do I start with and कैसे आपसे कहें? And then I suddenly realized that over the last 25 years or even more, I've been across the world having conversations, helping people work through their issues. And every time I ran a program or I came back to it, I would always think, मैंने ठीक नहीं किया, and I've not really impacted, I've not made a difference. For a long time I struggled with it, and I would always take responsibility for what did happen. And बहुत साल से this was something which bugged me. When I studied in an institute called XLRI, where I have a classmate of mine on my meeting after 41 years, and I had a teacher there called John Prabhu, and when I used to, whenever I did badly in class, or some classes were good, some teachers were good, I assumed so, and some classes I did badly. So I used to go back and I would ask him, I said, what is it about some teachers that I do? I find I'm able to understand and do well, and some teachers I'm not able to. Then he said, do you realize that it is not you who are at fault, it's probably the relationship, because it takes two to tango. So if you say some teachers are doing a great job, it's probably something that you resonate with. If you're not learning, it's not really your fault. It's as much the other person's fault, because it is ultimately co-creation. And he shared a story with me which is very interesting. He said, Bhagwan, Allah, He gave all the good to human beings. Sab bhalai de diya man. But then, when you give all this good to man and you give free, muft mein jab dete ho, man wants more. So, ye manushya ne bahut kuch dila ki Bhagwan all de do. So God looked around and said, I've given the human being all the good, main kahan se do? So he got together all his devas and all that, and he said, yaar, I want some ideas, main kya karu, maine sab halai de di. So some wise devdas, they said, आपने मुफ्त में दिया? He said, हाँ मैंने दे दिया तो मुफ्त में. तो यही तो तकलीफ थी, आपने फ्री दिया, you should never give anything. भगवान ने कहा छोड़ यार, ये ज्ञान नहीं चाहिए, मुझे बताओ कि मैं क्या करना है. तो भगवान ने देखा ऐसे करो, ये भलाई सब छीन के आसमान में रख दो. ठीक है, रख देंगे तो what else? Said, but man won't go and find it, because the human being, man meaning to say the human being won't go and find it. Said, yeah, that'll help me. Already they've gone to the moon, now Chandrayaan they're going to Mars, so wherever. So they go and extract it back. So it's not a good idea. I will not put it in the sky. Then some other wise guy said, why don't you put it under the sea? So Bhagavan said, so? He said, man won't go under the sea. He said, Titanic itself has gone under the sea, man will certainly go. So Bhagavan said, I don't want this gyan. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take all this goodness and put it into the man, the human being's heart. Because he never looks inside himself to see, am I good? You're always asking people, do you think I'm good? But never look inside yourself to say, I'm actually a good person. So the point is that he said to me that the minute you start looking inside yourself and recognize your own goodness, you will start seeing it in other people. And I thought that was very meaningful, because that set me on a course of thought, which over the last many years, I have developed 5 principles which I live my life, because borrowed stuff, but nevertheless. And I'm going to share it with you in a way I hope you can use it, and if you can, it will be a gift you give me. The first principle that I have come to understand is what is called the principle of co-creation. माने हमारे रिश्ते जो होते हैं ना, it's always a co-creation. अकेले कुछ नहीं कर पाएंगे. There is no dance form in this world, which is alone. You can take any dance form. You can if you talk about the South Indian dance forms of Bharatanatyam, Mohiniyattam, or Kuchipudi, or you talk about Odissi, you will see the artist alone on stage. But the beauty of the art form is when the artist is able to create another person on stage. So the beauty is the ability for you to see a visual of another person, and that is the beauty of the art form. Either I'm in conversation with somebody else, or with God, or with myself, but always somebody else. So ultimately, the reality of my experience is the result of a co-creation. Take today for example, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to you. If for some reason, God willing, you like what I'm saying, it's actually not my contribution, it is a contribution of you and I, because you resonate with me, there is a certain chemistry that happens, and this co-creation is what comes out as something positive. I act for the oldest English theatre group in this country, it's called the Brass Players, and sometimes when we do several performances, so एक दिन बहुत बढ़िया होगा, the audience will clap, you get up the stage feeling great. Sometimes you feel absolutely lousy. So again, when I was asking myself, my director was asking, he said, see, you've done your job, you've done a great job, but if the audience hasn't resonated, it's not your fault, because the audience hasn't related to it. So I realized that my feeling lousy is really not helping. And the minute I recognize that all reality is co-created, I realize that I'm liberated, because सच्चाई ऐसी कि जो मेरे बच्चे होते हैं, it's as much my child's reality as mine. So the question is, how do we create this chemistry together? And this has been greatly liberating. जब मैं सोचता हूँ कि मैं अकेले नहीं हूँ और मेरे साथ रिश्ते हैं, there is somebody, my child is with me. And the beauty of the child for me is that the child is always in the now. जब आप, when you talk of co-creation, we're not talking of baggage from the past. पुरानी की बात नहीं कर रहे, आज जो हो रहा है. The advantage is जी, अब 10 साल से पहले मैंने आज मिल रहा हूँ, पर अगर मैं 10 साल की याद रखूँ तो आज की बात नहीं होगी. We're only talking about the past. It's very interesting, to take you aside. My daughter was studying in Ahmedabad, she was studying in this college called SET. And she would never answer the phone, she never respond. So there was always this jhagda, my wife was saying you're lenient. तो एक दिन ऐसा हो रहा था कि we were arguing, and उसके बाद थोड़ी देर बाद she said, my wife said you're selfish, I said you're selfish. So this old friend of mine sitting there, he said, एक मिनट यार, किसकी बात कर रहे हो? अपनी बात कर रही हो यार? You're talking about your daughter. You started talking about your daughter, but you're bringing out all the marks from the past. So the question is, the advantage of recognizing co-creation is you're actually in the present. And kids, you're in the present. And all these children, जब आप अभी होते हो, कल की बात नहीं चिंता है आपकी. There's the saying in the Bible which says, you step into a river and you step out of it and you step into it. It's not the same river. The old river is gone. So the minute you recognize co-creation, you start realizing that you're in the now. The minute you realize that all reality is co-created and that the child and you created together and you're not alone in it, it becomes a mystery. The relationship becomes a mystery. There's a guy called Carl Jung, a social scientist, and he says, life is a mystery to be lived, not a problem to be solved. So when you start recognizing that you and I created together, it becomes a mystery. It's not a problem. जो हमारे रिश्ते होते हैं, it becomes a mystery. So if you start looking at relationships with your child or whoever as a mystery, then it becomes much more, much more expansive and much more joyful. So I really want to say that if, for instance, I can start recognizing that principle one is that all reality is co-created. हमारी जो सच्चाई है, अगर आप खुश हैं और हम खुश हैं, then the reality is happiness. But आप दुख हो और हम खुश हैं, होगा नहीं. Because then it breaks down. So the minute I can only take responsibility for myself. I cannot take responsibility for you. Khalil Gibran in his book Prophet says it beautifully. He says, each of us here is life's longing to be lived. So your child is really as much as you are life's longing. A child, he says again, a child comes through you, not because of you. So you and I, so what happens? You talk, Mr. Patil was talking about Why Me. Very nice story. I have 20 more minutes. So Patil, he was talking about the story, and I want to share the story with you. When Arthur Ashe, the Wimbledon legend, the only black who won Wimbledon in the non-professional era, he was giving blood transfusion, he died of AIDS. So he was dying, and somebody went up to him and said, Mr. Ashe was such a wonderful human being. Have you ever asked yourself, why me? Why have you got AIDS? You know what he said? When I got to Wimbledon, I never said, why me? So why should I ask now, why me? Yeah. So this question of why me is absurd. Because whatever is there, yeah? The question is to see what is rather than what is not. So this first principle that I've learned to live with and being hugely free is say that I can't do it alone here. So mere bacche, whatever it is a gift. You look, everybody says your child is a gift. How do you recognize the gift? Only by recognizing that your reality is co-created. And it's hugely freeing because you realize that you're not alone in this world. There is somebody, either there's you or there's God or whoever. The second principle that I come to live with is called the principle of poetry. Meaning to say that each of, again, this thing says that life is like a poem. And each of us are part of that poem. Because if you take you and me, what is a poem? You read a Tulsidas, you make meaning, I make meaning. There is difference in our understanding and yet there is similarity. So when you look at the poem, there are two parts. There is similarity in the way we think and there's difference. So the difference is the diversity and the similarity is the sameness. So the minute I recognize that, I also realize that in this world, I am two parts, meaning to say there is a part of me which I may not like, there is a part of me which I like. Now tell me, you all have children, I mean most of you have children here. You have your one, how old is your child or grandchild?
29.
Oh, that's very old. Tell me whether a small child, say 4 or 5. You know how old is your child? 8. 8, so nevertheless.
And 1.
One is a better age. Is it a boy or is she boy or girl? Yeah, okay. And what's her name?
Ganesha.
Ganesha, okay. And your name?
Upasana.
So Upasana goes, she's going out to a party and Ganesha is playing and she's soiled her clothes, she's filthy and she says, Mama, will you hug her? Yes. But now Ganesha is a 29-year-old girl, filthy, sweating, and Mama is going for a party and Ganesha says, hug me, Mom. Will you hug her? No, you won't. So what is it about you, Upasana, that hugs the 1-year-old, irrespective of whether she's dirty or not, and the 29-year-old girl, you do not hug?
Maybe my understanding of parameters of expectation from her.
Expectation and what else? What would you obviously give credit to the child.
What probably others think about.
What others think? Great. The funny thing is, there's actually no difference between the 1-year-old and the 29-year-old. The question is, the 1-year-old I accept you unconditionally. The 29-year-old I accept you